G'day, how you going? We are taking a look at some posts today that kind of center around the theme of, practical, maybe everyday things that people don't really know what they are. In other words, what is this thing? That's the name of this subreddit we're going to check out. These will be mostly Australian, and we may throw a few other interesting ones in there towards the end as well. Let's take a look. All right, so first up, we have this kind of board up hanging near the ceiling on this wall, and this is at a pub. It says, seen hanging behind a bar at a pub in Australia, Northern Territory to be exact. And I'll put it to this view so you can actually get a little bit of a better look. Now, of course, if I know what these things are, I'll say. Chances are most of these, if not all of them, I will not know. And of course, with this one, I don't know what this is. So, of course, you can pause it and look at this if you want. Otherwise, I'll give you a couple seconds to see if you can figure out what this is. And perhaps you can shout it at your screen or your TV. I probably won't hear you, sadly. But, yeah, this just seems to be some sort of board with, like, cards. I don't know if they're pinned to it or what. And I don't know. There's so many different card games, I really wouldn't have any idea. Now, of course, if we scroll down to the comments, I'll see what I can find. This one says, it's a game that a lot of pubs play. They sell raffle tickets, and if you win, you get to turn over one of the cards. If you get the pre-selected card, usually a joker, you win a prize. My local used to put 4 slabs of beer or similar for the winner. Only one person would get a chance to turn a card on a Friday or Saturday arvos, though. And it seems to be confirmed. People are saying some people have even seen it in the U.S. Some people have seen it in Canada. Some people have seen it in Canada, called Chase the Ace, I guess, in Canada. Every week you buy a ticket. If your name gets drawn, you get to flip the card. Every week that the ace isn't found, more money goes into the jackpot. That's pretty cool. So I kind of get that. That could be pretty fun. And then a bunch more people do confirm that, at least down under, it would probably be known as Joker Poker. That's pretty cool. You learn something new every day. I like seeing random stuff like that. So, have you ever played Joker Poker in an Aussie pub? I'd love to hear it. That's pretty fun. All right, this one, wooden handmade in Australia, has a hole and a flat bottom about 10 inches long. This has been donated to the charity shop I work at. We have no clue what it is. It seems like maybe it's meant to lean on something while it's holding a pole or stick or something in the hole. Well, I have gotten sent something very similar, although a little bit different shaped than this in mail time. So I actually am able to weigh in on this one. Let me switch back your view so you can get a little better look at these pictures. So I'll give you a second if you want to chime in on that. Yeah, I don't actually remember the exact name. I would have to go look at the letters and, of course, reference that. But this, I believe, is some sort of bottle holder or like wine holder. At least it can be used for that. It might have other uses as well. But, yeah, we have tried that and confirmed. And, of course, if you go down in the comments, that's what comes up first. Souvenir wine bottle stand. Now, this is pretty weird. Plastic bottles on poles arranged as an X in Australia. This was found in St. Hubert's Island, New South Wales, right where pedestrians would walk. It's been there for at least a year. Seems to be made of empty soft drink bottles and electrical conduit. What is this thing? Yeah, it's like an X. It's got 2 additional pieces here. It's got like bottles on end. I suppose those are there to like seal it, or maybe a combination of like not letting anything drip in there as well as kind of just cap off the ends so they're not out to poke people and stuff. I don't really know what this is about. I mean, look, far-fetched, like sometimes people make, I don't know, maybe make symbols or something. It also could be some odd way of just coming up with something like, hey, I'm going to put a barrier here so people don't, drive up here and walk up here maybe. I don't know. What are you guys thinking? Okay, the first thread says, it's an obstruction to keep people off the grass. The pipes were used in a use what you have kind of sense, and the bottles are on top to keep the rain from getting into the tubes. Solves. The general consensus is that it's just designed to be an inconvenience nuisance to make people go around. Stops the postie riding his motorbike across the lawn. Yeah, I mean, that's what I originally thought. I mean, I guess I was almost right on that. Pretty much. It just comes down to something they threw up to basically say without having to say, get off my lawn. All right, this next one is a really weird creature. Check this out. Found washed up on Queensland coast, Australia. Now, this one, I'm not going to guess. I have no idea what this thing is, although it is really, really weird looking. Almost like something out of a movie. I don't even know what to compare it to. It's very bizarre. It gets really bizarre when you look at its, like limbs that have all these weird, it's like not feathers, it's not fingers, like I don't know what's going on with this. I don't even know how you say this. Apparently it's just called like a glaucus or a glaucus sea slug. The blue dragon marine mollusk is a poisonous beauty. The glamorous 1-inch blue dragon ocean mollusk is so poisonous it could kill a person who touches it. So I don't know what you would call this thing. You guys could maybe tell me down below. I mean, I'm seeing a couple different names, but people are going on and on about, oh, wow, just another venomous thing in Australia? Big surprise. No, this is very, very interesting. Now, I suppose it's not something you would want to see if it's harmful. Alrighty, and check this out. Found this earlier today. It says silver on the back. Is it navy? This was from Victoria, Australia. And yeah, you can see it's some sort of, got like the Navy symbol for sure, the anchor. It's got like the royal crown on top and wings. Pretty cool looking object there. Royal Navy aviator pin or sweetheart's brooch. Sweetheart brooches were often custom made, so you may never find another exactly the same. The search term you're missing is marquisite. That's the little glittery bits, which makes it definitely feminine and much more likely to be early 19 teens. Marquisite was a thing then. Really? I've never heard of that. What are these aquatic circles off Boston Island in South Australia? What in the world? These are really weird. There's like a bunch of them. Wow, I would have no idea what these are. I really actually don't know. I'm anxious to see if any of you guys were able to get this. Well, there it is. This one had a link in the answers and it said, take a look at a fish farm. Well, look at this. You learn something new every day. I've never heard of this, nor have I seen this in my life. But that is a picture of a fish farm. And I'd say that, that is about 99% probability that that's what this is. How bizarre is that? Tell me if anyone would have been able to get that. Did you get this right? Have you even seen these in person? Let me know. Driving along and encountered this weird device thing located in Brisbane, Australia. Okay, so we have a Renault, cars that you won't see here. Always interesting. Let's go ahead and switch it. That looks like some sort of, well, look at the numbers. It's like combination numbers, like for some sort of a lock, yeah? I can't tell if that thing under the numbers is a keyhole or if it's perhaps some sort of button, release button. I don't know. It looks like something that might, close and then open. That face might open up and, might be hinged on the side or something. I'm really not sure what this is. I mean, it's just kind of bolted or glued or something. I don't know how it would work. It's just somehow attached to the, face of the trunk here. And it's definitely, I don't know what it is, just because of the fact that it looks weird. Like it very, very much sticks out, right? I mean, this is not hidden at all. It looks weird on the car. Most cars don't have something 3D like that just bolted to the outside of the car. It's kind of an eyesore in that sense, right? Okay, well, here are some theories. A lot of people are saying it's a magnetic lockbox, combination lock used for storing a spare key. My only thing is, me personally, maybe I'm weird. I don't know. I feel like this is just weird. It's chilling right there. It's just right out in the open. I feel like if I was, I've totally heard of those. We have these in the U.S. I've literally used one of these on my vehicle before. It was a lot smaller than this. But yeah, it is a magnetic, spare key holder. And I have always been taught to attach it underneath the car, right? I had actually used this on basically a truck-based vehicle, like an SUV that had an actual frame underneath. I've always thought of these as being under the car, so it's totally hidden as well. Only you know how to open it, and only you know where it is. This is just right out in the open. Like I said, it's just kind of bizarre. It's right on the back of the car. I feel like it draws attention, so it's kind of weird. To each their own. That's just my 2 cents on the matter. But yeah, that's definitely probably what it is. But I'm not sure about that location personally. Okay, next up we have this, can't tell if that's gray or green, like a muted color box. What is this locked box on a suburban street in Sydney? Okay, guys, I'm stumped by what this could be. I've seen them in various locations in suburban areas across Sydney. It seems they have a locking mechanism near the bottom and an emergency contact sticker at the top. Anybody have any idea? Obviously, it's some sort of, I don't know if they're all across Sydney. Maybe it's some sort of company deal, some sort of like utility thing. I don't really know, man. I honestly don't. Let's see what the comments say. It's a drop box for Post. Vans drop off sacks of sorted letters for posties on bikes or on foot to collect for their next run. No kidding. Certainly looks right. Here's a thread where someone asks about what it could be. Postie chimes in to confirm it's a relay box. It's absolutely a postal drop box. Well, there it is. Yeah, it says post drop box number. No kidding. Wow. I wonder if we have that kind of thing. I'm sure possibly we have that in certain places in the U.S. I mean, usually the mail drop boxes I would think of are the ones where you, as a customer, you are mailing something out. I can, I find big blue. They're like bright blue and white. Of course, USPS, United States Postal Service boxes where you can drop your envelope in there that you're trying to send out, and then they'll collect it and get it to where it needs to go. Take a look at this. Interesting rock found in an extinct volcanic area in Australia. Now, this post is pretty old, like 8 years old, and I don't know why, I can't get mine to load the comments on this one, so I'm going to have to leave this up to you guys. I wouldn't have any idea. All I know is this thing looks very interesting, and if it's from a volcanic area, it could be anything. There's usually very fascinating stuff in the sediment there. Okay, so this is very fascinating. This was found in southeast Queensland. Seems to be a lizard of some sort, but never have seen it before in my 19 years of living here. Cat brought it home. What is this thing? Now, this was solved. I'll give you a look at it right here. And as you can see, my first thought is it looks like a snake. It like totally looks like a snake to me. But I guess it's not. It's a legless lizard. Now, I feel a little bit goofy for not knowing about these. I mean, a legless lizard almost seems like a snake, right? But they do have legs. If you can see these tiny, tiny little, limbs here. They are there. They're just useless, right? I mean, they can't even reach the ground. Someone said that legless lizards, their legs are still there, but have evolved where they are more or less unused, or at least not used to move around with. That is just weird. Like, how does that happen? It's a legless lizard. They are found in different varieties around the world. Quick look online. This one looks native to Australia. And then the debate came in the comments. I said, I'm thinking this looks like a snake. Other people, of course, thought this as well. They said, what if it's a legged snake? I know we're kidding, but aside from the legs, a major difference is the presence of ear holes. Wait, snakes can't hear. Legless lizards have eyelids. Snakes don't. Found this stone on the ground at a sapphire mine in Australia. Take a look at this thing. This is spectacular. Look at the pattern on this thing. Now, I wouldn't have any idea what it is. Clearly some sort of rock or stone, but the fact that it looks so intricate like that blows my mind. And if we go to the comments, it has been answered as a coquina jasper? A coquina jasper? Coquina jasper? Something along the like. That's fascinating. Like, what in the world is that? It's so cool. Now, Australia is always an interesting place for various reasons. But you guys also have a lot of interesting inventions, tech, just stuff you implement into society, you know, all these different things that I'm always shocked by, right? Now, this is still really not a thing as far as I know, right? I'm not an expert on this stuff, but as far as I know, this is not very common or common at all in many places. This is supposedly an automated delivery machine. Someone took a picture of this in the Melbourne area, and what I find mind-blowing is A, I mean, get a look at this thing. B, this isn't recent. This is from 5 years ago. And people all said it's an automated delivery, you know, robot vehicle. And it's probably used for food. I can't believe that. That is crazy. I don't know of such a thing. I've really only seen that maybe on movies or something. I don't even know where I would have seen that, but I've never seen it in person around me. But here they are in Australia. You'll have to tell me if these are common. And I mean, this is 5 years ago. So I think that's kind of impressive. Intricate spoon with holes in it found at an op shop in Australia. Any idea what it's used for? There's a look at that, and I have no idea. I'm not even going to try to guess. It's just some sort of, intricate spoon. That's all I can read and all I can guess. Apparently, it's called an olive lifter. Or an absinthe spoon is another guess people have, but I'm seeing more about olive lifters or an olive spoon. Wow. I mean, there you go. Something I've never heard of. Alrighty, and here's one that the comments don't really know other than the fact that it's on the border of, I guess, South Australia and Victoria in a paddock. What would it be used for? It's like a silo-looking thing, but it's clearly not a silo from what I can tell. Yeah, I don't know, just some sort of weird structure. It looks to be very old and aged quite a bit. I don't know. Anyone have a guess on this? The comments can't seem to... there wasn't many comments on this post. This one's recent from last year. But no one can quite figure it out in the very few comments that are there. Alrighty, and lastly, as there's tons of these, I'm going to end it on this one. This says, what is this wheel appendage on the front tire of a bus? This was in Adelaide. And there you can see it. It's just got like an arm that comes out and a tiny little tire. I'm going to go ahead and say it's a training wheel. You know, training wheels on your bike when you were a little kid? No, I actually don't know what it is. That's clearly not what it is, I don't think. I don't know. I don't know what this is. And, of course, comments on this one, I'm going to turn it to you guys to see if you guys know what it is. All right, I'll throw in a couple extra that are not necessarily from Australia. These are just generic from this subreddit. So here we go. Red waxy substance found in and around the keyhole of the lock on my front door. As you can see, right? You click on that, you can see it's just like this faint red substance right around the keyhole there. I'll give you a second to think what it might be, but if you scroll down and see the answer, a lot of people had some pretty good guesses, I reckon. But it says solved. Thanks for your help, everyone. Turns out it was a family member's lipstick, which got onto the key while it was in their purse. So there you go. I wouldn't have guessed that. That's pretty oddly specific. And finally, another one that I wouldn't have been able to guess. These were metal shards inside of the shower head of the place they're renting. What are these and why are they in there? And if you get a look there, it's pretty weird. You know, doesn't look like something you'd want in there. It doesn't look, like it's supposed to be there. Surely they are solder from copper plumbing. If you overheat the pipes while soldering, long strands like this can form on the inside. Definitely a sign of improper soldering if that's what they are. Absolutely what it is. This much solder in a few joints in between the valve and the shower head is unfathomable. They were high on that shit and just crushed a mini keg before doing that. So basically, they had excessive amounts here, and this is what happens. They ended up turning into this. So that's an interesting one. I really like this kind of thing, finding out what some of these weird scenarios or weird objects are, and then, of course, thinking about it, maybe getting it right, maybe getting it wrong, but, of course, getting the answer. So I definitely hope you enjoyed that as well. I can't wait to see your comments. I do appreciate you being here, and I hope your weekend was awesome as we're right into the week, actually pretty much into Tuesday by the time this is posted. So, and hopefully I'll see you in the next video as well. My name is Ian. You're watching IWrocker, and until next time, y'all, stay safe out there. I'll catch you later.